Uh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. I guess I should stop hiding out from hiding behind the table. Hold on one sec here. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys are doing great today. Now, since I'm too short to sit behind the desk and in front of the desk, we're going to sit here on the desk. And also, how rude. I just noticed I don't have YouTube Studio on my phone. Blah. Well, while I fix that, though, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good today. And, you know, if you're not doing good, I actually encourage you to let me know today in the chat. I was thinking about this, and I think about this every year. But Christmas is a big, happy celebration for a lot of people, and I'm really glad for that. But I also recognize that there's people in unfortunate circumstances or not as good times that are not having a good time. And that's kind of why I decided I want to go live today, and why I want to try to make this a yearly thing. Because, honestly, the people that aren't having a good time are the ones you probably won't hear from, and they're the ones I'm genuinely most concerned with. So, just let that be a little bit of a boilerplate, though. You know, I worry about everybody. But, I wanted to ask how everyone's doing. If you want to tell me what your experiences have been today, that'd be good. We're not going to be too long today. We're just going to sit and vibe for a little bit and enjoy some YouTube approved media. I better not get no copyright strikes. As for me, I'm sitting here drinking some hot tea. Standard tea. Nothing special for the holiday, unfortunately. But, yeah, Kat and I had a lovely breakfast at her parents' house this morning. We got, I love the present. We got a bunch of different popcorn types for our gift. It was really cute. It was in this big green wrapped bag. It was such a cute bag. It's like, what's in it? What's in it? And then you pick it up and it's like you unwrap it and you open it and there's like regular popcorn and 3 foil sealed popcorn types, which are probably caramel or toffee, but I'm not sure. It's kind of a grab bag. But we had a great time over there, though, and then we came home, and now, you know, just kind of chilling out and see what you guys are up to today. See what's on the agenda. What kind of cool gifts or cool gestures or cool foods or cool experiences did you guys get to enjoy? And while you guys are thinking about that, I also wanted to say, too, my amazing son also got me a super adorable Kuromi plush, which it is not here at the moment. Not that I'm a cam streamer, but I'll make sure I take a picture and post it on the Discord. It's really cute. It's, I believe, a unicorn? But it's got a tail and everything. It's really soft, light pink and purple. It's super adorable. Fits right into my aesthetic. The agenda is to be gay and cook hams. That is true. Kat is making up an amazing dinner for us tonight. I'm excited for that. We got let's see, what was it? Ham. We've got loaded mashed potatoes, which are instant, but still good. And also some Parmesan macaroni and cheese, which is to die for. Last time she made that, she made this peppercorn. That's what it was, peppercorn sauce. She made that for a steak, and then I just saw we had some left over, put it on some mac and cheese, and I'm like, this is the best dish ever. So we're doing that again. Let's see, Mushi. We went out for Chinese food, got to do my yearly visit to the lovely koi they have. I was just chilling at home. Excellent. Love to hear it. Koi fish are amazing. The Chinese is good too. I have a distinct problem with Chinese that it is really good until later, and then it is not. But yeah, koi are amazing. I actually used to have some, and they were just the coolest. They're the hardest fish to watch. They're so pretty. Like, you can just do nothing with a koi, and it will still thrive. Kind of reminds me actually when I went to Japan on one of my trips. Got to go to Okayama, I believe it was, the Okayama Gardens, and they had incredibly massive koi fish. It was crazy big. And there was like dozens of them. Like, oh my goodness. I have a koi D&D's dice set. Ooh, I love that Mushi. If you got pictures of those, put them in the Discord. I'd love to see those. That sounds really cool. Admittedly, I have 1 million dice, give or take a few, but I always love looking out for cool sets to pick out too, even though I play primarily digital these days. By the way, I wanted to ask too, how is the music? Is it loud? Is it quiet? And how is the video? I know yesterday we were kind of having a bit of a stuttering issue. I'm putting myself firmly on the table. There we go. Don't want to fall off the edge of the table and end up upside down on the ground. I always use more. I know, right? It's the fun thing about dice when you're collecting them is every one is unique in its own way. And then you just don't really think about how many you have because that doesn't matter. The experience is having it. Oh my goodness, we really are all a bunch of filthy dice hoarders. Oh man. Also important too from today's celebration, Kat, being the amazing woman and wife that she is, also got me a Lego set. Now, I gotta preface this. She's got me Lego sets before. I'm not really a Lego person usually. I like seeing a package. I'm the same with Gundam kits. I see the package and I'm like, so cool. I want to put that together. But that I don't want to actually put that together. I just want to have the finished product and skip the steps in the middle. And usually because I'm really, really clumsy with these things. But the one she got this time, it's actually a couple of like really cute potted plants. They're rated more in the easy range for building. I look forward to making those and finding places in the house to put them. They really are cute. And it's never that I don't like what she gets or that I get as presents or even that I buy myself. It's just I get intimidated because of my own klutziness, my inability to really focus in on something and get it done, and the time it takes. So hopefully I can get better at that over time. Oh goodness. Oh, and I gotta say too, this is not a sponsor or anything, but I was looking at Amazon today, just chilling out, looking and see what there is to sale. And I'm not gonna play them on the stream because they don't really fit my aesthetic. But I was so excited to see that on Amazon right now they have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and also Like a Dragon what's it called? Pirates in Hawaii, the Majima game, are both like really cheap right now. And I'm so excited for that. Like the Yakuza series is one of those game series that I've played zero, didn't finish it because I got lost in a million mini games. By lost I mean having fun. I played Kiwami for a short time. I didn't really get into it that much because the polish difference between that and Zero was like glaring. I know that I think they remade one since then, but at the time it wasn't great. And I kind of fell off, and then Like a Dragon with Ichiban showed up, and that one just rocked my world. That hit every single right button for me, and I was so freaking excited playing that game. And rare for me, I actually finished the game. I know, right? Shocking. But then Infinite Wealth came out, and that's when I had started streaming. Was around that time, and I realized I didn't have the right hardware to do it. Happy Christmas to best bro bot, best Pada bro bot. Welcome in, Saru. Merry Christmas. How's your day been going? Did you have a good Christmas? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Just try to keep an open floor space today, so if anybody's got some fun, some happy, some sad, put it all out there for us. It'll make you feel a little bit better and share some cheer and commiserate if you need, you know? Which, to put my own stakes on the fire here, if that's, I don't know if that's a phrase. Is that a phrase? Did I just make that up? The watch streak. Hey-oh! Anyways, though, to put my own foot forward on that, though, I find that to be really important to be available for people during this holiday. Chimney steaks are delicious. Okay, my wife said it's good. We are good. Excellent. But you gotta be careful. You put them on the fire too long and you're going to end up with well done steaks. And nobody should like well done steaks. Should. But yeah, to put my own foot forward though, on a bit of a serious note, you know, a lot of people struggle during the holidays for any number of different reasons. And, you know, there was a long time ago there that I was in that same position. Things weren't great. I remember when I was in the military, you know, everybody around me had a wife or a husband. They had kids. They had family. And Christmas comes around and suddenly you just notice these people that you're with all day, every day because you work on a boat together. They just kind of start filtering out because they're all going away and getting a break. And then there's someone like me that didn't have anybody like that. I had a family in Florida, don't get me wrong, but the expense to go there and the fact that I didn't feel really appreciated for doing it kind of led me to, well, why would I bother? And also me being just a total bro and saying, yeah, man, go hang out with your wife for Christmas. I got you. Led to a lot of just kind of being like, well, damn, I'm here for Christmas. It sucks. And there's not really any friends I got or nothing else going on. And it just kind of leads you to a bad headspace, you know? And there were a lot of Christmases. It doesn't help that I learned I had seasonal adjustment depression at one point, or disorder. Much later on in life. That does not help when it's, you know, dark and cold all the time. But I just kind of think back to those days and I try to remember things are fantastic now. Can they be better? Of course. There's always room to be better. But I really genuinely don't have any complaints with where anything is right now. Christmas was lovely. We were very tight on money. But we also did a lot this year. We got a lot of stuff set up, a lot of stuff coordinated. It took on a lot of debt for some much needed house repairs, which has been unfortunate, but that's living. But, you know, minor complaints. I've had an excellent year and it's a wonderful holiday for me. And I want to share that joy to other people if they have not had a wonderful holiday. Or even a good holiday. We'll go with the good. Good is the baseline. And I feel like that's the important thing. I think that having an open forum where maybe I'm not talking all the time and I'm listening or reading what you guys are saying and commiserating or giving you, you know, well wishes or advice if you wanted and I can give it and that kind of situation. All of that's really more my alley of what I really care about because I really am a empathetic and sympathetic kind of person. And that's the stuff that matters to me. Like, my follower count has gone up on Twitch. Awesome. My follower count on YouTube has gone up. Awesome. You know, social medias have gone up. That's great. But unless I'm making connections with the people as I'm meeting them, they become numbers. And I don't want to end up in that pit. So if, you know, we're at 417. If 417 people is the most that I can remember and have a connection with, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to make this a full-time job. I wish I could, but that's just a dream. You know, that's not realistically going to pay the bills and keep a good community connection built. That's just the truth. And I care more about having a good time with you guys, having a nice cozy vibe going, and being in a place that you guys can either seek refuge or seek advice when you need it. I had to drink a little of my tea. I think it's starting to get a little cold. I made it too early before stream. I was thinking too much. But in a weirdly not parasocial, but I guess also parasocial way, I just kind of want to do what I can to be a place that you guys can feel like you belong, you know? Even if you got pressure going on in the outside world, or, you know, not convinced that you deserve a place, I think you're welcome here. If you're trying to seek something, you're trying to be a better person, or you're just trying to find a place to just take shelter, I think this is the place I would want to build for y'all. And that's what my goal has always been from the start. Kind of why when I pick games and stuff, I do indie games primarily, or, you know, comfy or cozy games, or ones that I can put a weird comfy twist on, like Subnautica. I still don't know how I did that, honestly. But yeah, that's why I just try to do that kind of stuff. That's the kind of content I like making. I enjoy, like, you know, your good old hack and slash games, and, you know, your more gritty adult games like the Yakuza games and stuff. Yeah, I do like those. But I feel like those aren't really, they don't mesh with what I want to present here for y'all. It's the kind of game that I don't feel like I would have a lot to really commentate on that 1,000 other streamers haven't already talked about, you know? But like, if it's an indie dev that they're just putting out their first game, like the Neo Feud game, which came out 5 years ago and I had no idea, or Whispers of the Eyeless, or Effulgence, or goodness, there's so many games on the Cozy Peaks thing that I've done on YouTube. All of those are, to me at least, a developer that is saying, this is my project, I am putting my light out into the world, I want to do something. And me going, I'm taking this seriously, and I want to give that person my attention for, at the very least, one Cozy Peaks video, so that I can put my thing into the world to amplify their signal. There's, you know, there's so many people that play the popular games, that play the mainstay games and stuff like that, and if you want to do that, hey, no problem here. But I just feel like I have limited capacity and limited time to stream, to make videos, to engage in social media and stuff like that. So I want to make it count. That's the thing I care about. I want to make it to we're having a genuine connection here, and we're doing something that's at least in the moment meaningful, you know? And that's why we're having a chill Christmas stream. Last year, can you even believe it, that last year I played Cthulhu Saves Christmas. I had no idea how long that game was. I just thought it sounded so cool. And I sat here in the longest stream I've ever done for this channel, or just in general, and I played that game for 8.5, almost 9 hours straight. I don't ever... People that do that all day, every day, I don't understand how y'all do it. But I had a great time with the game, but I was sore afterwards. It was rough. But I love the game, and it was a really weird, quirky title that fit into my niche. And I thought it'd be a great way to spend some time with y'all, so that's what I did. This year, things are a bit different, you know? I had a lot of familial commitments to deal with. Kind of struggled to find a game that I could play for Christmas, honestly, because there just ain't that many. But I did end up playing Never Alone, which, while it's not a Christmas game, it is a culturally appreciative game. And I thought that was pretty good in its own way. So that's why we played that yesterday, was, you know, learn more about another culture, one that doesn't get talked about very often, while also just having a good time. And, you know, looking back on this year, I kind of realized I was looking at my analytics, And it's crazy. I can't remember anything most of the time, okay? I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I remember when I did this 4 months ago. No. That is absolutely not how my brain works. I wish it did, but it doesn't. That being said, though, I can't believe how hard I went in on trying to get content and stuff like that at the beginning of this year. Like, let me go all the way back here. I know this kind of falls into more of a New Year's-ish thing. But, yeah, December 31st of last year to January 29th, I streamed for 73 hours that week, or that month. That's a lot, man. Like, I had a blast doing it, and again, 8 of that was definitely the freaking Cthulhu stream. Oh, wait, no, that was the week before that. Well, anyways, but yeah, I had fun with it, but, you know, real life gets in. January 30th to February 28th, it was 30-something hours, and 42, and 50 for March. And then in April to May, I was on a hiatus because that's the thing. That's the problem. All those hours sound great, but I crashed hard. May 12th, I streamed. May 27th, May 28th. That's all I streamed in the month of May. Well, excuse me, April 30th through the end of May. And it's because I had streamed just too much. And my brain just went burned out on me. So I definitely cut back a lot of my hours after that point and trying to keep more in a routine here, but yeah. I like where I'm at now. I know that we don't make big numbers. I know the channel doesn't make money or whatever, but if I can provide at least one thing for y'all, it's just a nice solid experience. And on that note, I also wanted to let you guys in on a little secret that I've been hiding here. I don't have any definitives yet, but y'all will be the first to hear it here, that I've actually been accepted to stream on Iriam, IRIAM, and I think that might bridge the gap a little bit on where I would like to be able to talk to you guys as a community more often than what I'm allowed because of my workplace. The problem with me streaming more, generally speaking, isn't that I'm burned out or that I don't have anything to do. It's that my work literally keeps me away from my desk in my house for days on end. So, you know, generally you'd be like, well, if you don't have a desk, that means you don't have a computer. If you don't have a computer, it means you don't have all your stuff, and that means you can't stream. And that's pretty much the crux of it, really. That's pretty much what it boils into. With Iriam, I'm working out the details still. I don't know when I'm going to be debuting there yet, but I hope that I can make it a fun experience. It won't be gaming. It'll be on mobile devices, like phones and such, but it'll be a place where we can chill and talk and chat. And I look forward to that. Again, I won't be able to game during it. Oh, welcome in, Echo. Popping in really quick to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Echo. I hope you're having a great one. I know you're busy with work yesterday. Hopefully the bosses were nice enough to give you the day off today, or at least make it a lighter shift. We're just kind of having a nice chat session today, though. Just talking about things that you guys have done for Christmas and things that I've done for Christmas and throughout the year. And also some sneak peeks of plans for the future. But yeah, Iriam is interesting though. Like, I know it's a very friendly app. I've noticed that it has like zero lag, or pretty much zero lag. So the second you type something out, I can see it. It's that kind of crazy, quick. Yes, we have today off, but was working right up until the end yesterday. Next day I made stream later, but playing it by ear. Wait, Echo, you're a streamer? Hold up. Hold the phone. I think I just learned something cool. Let me pull up this stuff real quick. I'm not gonna be a snoop or nothing. I just want to see. Mute tab. Oh snap! You okay? You were doing Winterboro. Yo. Okay, hold up. Hold the phone, everybody. First of all, I am following you now. And secondly, you guys know how I am. Please, go give Echo a follow. Let's see. Very new to streaming, but all the same, that's all the more reason we should give support and show some love to somebody new, you know? That I kind of have a bit of an expression about that. I am one of those people that I would love to follow somebody to show support to them, and if I find out that I don't particularly like what they're doing later, I would rather have followed them and given them a chance than to have dismissed and said no thank you from the start. I'm that kind of person. Now that isn't to say go follow and unfollow. You know, you guys use your own judgment here. But I just always encourage though. Anybody I know that's a streamer that pops up in here will always get a shout out from me if I can give it. It's probably going to finish playing that this weekend, then jump into Neverland after that. Excellent. Give the support also people. You got it, sir. You are the king of that in my book. Also, Echo, I have great news for you if you're still playing Winterboro. I saw that they are putting a patch out. I don't know if it's out yet, but in the patch, they're giving the biggest thing, a map. They're actually giving the game a map. Now they also are putting out like Christmas decoration stuff too, I believe. So actually that patch should be out now that I think about it. I'll have to check that out later. But yeah, it's new furniture and a map function, and honestly those are like the only things I felt Winterboro was kind of lacking a bit on. Not so much the decorations. And you're welcome with a shout out, of course. The Solstice patch, I saw that last week. The nap is so key. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I know you meant to say map, but man, that nap is key. I have spent so much time on the days off this week that I've had more days off in this week than I've had in like a few months. And somehow those days are already up and gone because I spent so much of it napping. This robot was taken in a lot of sleep mode. I just saw the portrait in the back giving Katamari Damacy vibes. Damacy? Yeah! So I got a fun thing I gotta tell you guys about this. This background was made by Uwu Market, okay? They generally make really expensive, very custom detailed backgrounds for streamers. Like, oh boy, I can't afford that kind. But I happened to get lucky. They were doing a like a Christmas buy-in to see if people were interested in making a Christmas prefab. Ooh. Thank you, Kat. But they were doing like a Christmas test of interest, and I ended up getting in on it. So I got this relatively cheap, honestly, much cheaper than the normal thing. And they allowed me full reign on like what did I envision, what kind of backgrounds and stuff I wanted. I always say there should be nap time for work. Yes, 100%. Honestly, I get a 30-minute break every shift that I have, and I almost always spend it sleeping. But yeah, some details about this background though that are really fun. Just wanted to talk about. The snowman, that was actually my idea. That was what I asked them to do with the Merry Christmas sign in the background. The presents, that was on them. But the setting here with the mountains and the kind of Aurora Borealis and the snow and all that stuff, I actually had envisioned this and described it to them as a cabin up in the mountains of Colorado, which is where I used to live for a while. So a little bit of peace at home in a way, getting that. And as for the Katamari Damacy that you see in the background there, I got a real fun one for you, Saru. Are you familiar with Osushi-chan 6 on Twitter, or Sushi Cat or Sushi Dog? Are you familiar with her at all? Background looks peaceful. Thank you. They did an excellent job animating it too. Which, by the way, Chan-sama is the illustrator for my model, my Christmas magic here. Just gotta emphasize that. I love this model so much. I didn't think they could make something that would tie into my regular model, but they managed to do it. Well, so to continue the story though, so that artwork back there is by Sushi-chan 6, who is actually extremely well known now for making fan art of Hololive, particularly. And she was also, and I'm really proud of her for this, she delved into using Copic markers, COPIC, and did tutorials on them and was so thorough in her explanation of how they worked and her use of them that she went from being an ambassador for them to being their artist of the year. And Copic is a huge marker company. But all this to say though that I actually was in Sushi's chat and I was part of her community for a good while actually before I became a VTuber myself. And I always hung out in her streams and stuff, and one time she was taking commissions and she actually ended up being willing to pick me, and then she made that version for me. And that was based off of the original Angelo, the 1.0 model, the one that Kat actually made for me. So I have a little piece of art from a really, really fun and cool streamer that is also a ridiculously talented artist who is now ridiculously popular. Fun little story for you guys. For the record, yeah, Sushi-chan is great though. She really is. I just never have the time to actually watch her streams because she lives in Japan. But she is great. Kat, I tried. I know you did, and frankly, you succeeded. I know that I have the feeling that the confidence in you that had you decided you wanted to continue learning it, you could have gotten really good at doing live 2D. But I also know, without any pressure, that our situation is incredibly difficult to manage sometimes, and you have to do the things that make you interested or happy, you know? I did the wrong thing. I had to click myself. Actually, why wasn't that locked? Lock that. I thought those were locked. They were not. But no, 1.0 Angelo is where it all started. If you hadn't made that for me, there would be no streaming now. There would be nothing like this. And, you know, again, when we talk about the Christmas loneliness and the seasonal depressions and stuff like that, that's another aspect of why I started doing this to start with, because it's a lonely life that I led before becoming a streamer, you know? I work with my wife, which is wonderful, no issues there, but I also had essentially no friends. I had essentially nobody to talk to have a good time with, to share games with, or just any of that kind of stuff. That's where being a streamer really did change a lot for my life, because now, even if there's only 2 people in the room, or 3, or 100, to me, the number doesn't matter as much as the fact that the connection is there. And that's the important thing to me. Because, I mean, let's be real. Kat and I share a lot of interests together. It's part of why we've known each other for 20 years, I believe. Something to that extent. But at the same time, I know I drive her crazy, because you get me on a topic of something I like and I won't shut up on it. And sometimes that's fine. We'll talk Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14 or something. But other times I'll be like, 18 years. Okay, sorry, Liv. But other times it'll be like, yo, did you know about Hoshimachi Suisei and the new music she's putting out? Or that sick drop that Mori Calliope did? Or, and she's just staring at me with dead fish eyes. It's like, oh, okay. You were not maybe the intended audience for this outburst of adoration towards something I like. Got it. I love my wife to death, though. Don't get me wrong. But this is part of where my bubbliness and personality comes from, is the fact that I got so much I want to say in this world, and I don't got all the people that I want to talk to about it. So I'm constantly looking for more people to talk to. And that's why when I put out the thing for this stream today, I was like, I'm just going to be a chat bot today. Let me pull up Arium's website too real quick, since I mentioned that earlier. I personally think it's a really interesting thing. And it's actually thanks to my friend Vinny that I learned about it at all, actually. Let's see here. Copy the link. There you go. If you guys are interested, it is only on phones or Apple stores or whatever. So you can't watch it on the PC, unfortunately, but this is a heads up. That's going to be what I want to be working towards here in this new year. Is I want to get a model up there so we can just chat about whatever comes the way. In fact, I gotta just tell you all this, because I think this is just the greatest. I want to pull up my Arium real quick here, my profile that I made. Oh, another thing I do like with Arium too, by the way, is that they do give you coins that you can gradually build up and use to, like, do a fire emoji or something like that on the channel. And while you can pay money for them, you don't have to. You can also just get like daily login bonuses, participation bonuses, and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a like freemium in a sense. Except the freemium usually means that the premium stuff is like the best, but really the premium in this particular model just means that you are supporting the streamer you like more because you're willing to put money down for it. But that still doesn't mean you have to, so it's not exactly like your one-to-one freemium, I guess. But yeah, so this is what I put on my profile page for it. Hi everyone, my name is Angelo, and I'm your comfy, cozy robot that loves playing indie games and RPGs. Let's chat about different topics like, what's your favorite game, or hottest villain in gaming, and why is it Dr. Robotnik? Of course, we can also just yap about however your day is going. Either way, let's talk about it. I'm corny, I know. I don't regret anything. But it's gotten some people interested. Some people are following me on the platform and are asking when am I going to be debuting. So that's the thing. Now I do want to point out too that when I'm doing Arium, most likely that's not going to be on days that I'm doing like YouTube and Twitch, because it's a whole other thing. And I feel like I've tried this in the past, and it's crossing the streams a little too much, I think. So punny. You know it. I am a pun bard, you know that. But I do feel like that's maybe crossing the streams too much to try and stream all three platforms at once. Not from a hardware perspective, but from a content perspective. Because if I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube, this kind of stream is extremely rare. I save these for holidays, basically. I'm almost always gaming or, reacting to something, that kind of content. And you can't do that on Arium because all you can get is your avatar on there. So Arium days are almost certainly going to be days where I'm basically on the road, where I'm not at home, not on my desk, and I'm using literally my phone and a microphone and an interface plugged into it to power my super mobile little setup. That's kind of the rough idea. That way we can chat even on days where I don't have my whole big beefy setup set up. Yeah, okay, I said that right. Gotta think about that. Oh man. By the way, game content going forward here, since everybody's cool just kind of vibing today. We are going to continue Atelier Rorona once we get back next week, I think. we'll hopefully get back on schedule. We'll see. The holiday kind of messes it with my work schedule generally, but I'll do my best to either do it on Monday or Tuesday. Actually, hold on. I need a calendar real quick here. By the way, what do you guys think of the music? Is it good enough vibe? I picked this up specifically from YouTube's copyright-free library. Okay, yeah, no, next week would be fine. All right, cute. I'm glad. I try to keep him on the chill side, you know. But yeah, ideally we'll be back with Verona on Monday, and I do have another game slot open at the moment, and I'm trying to decide what I want to get into because I feel like Verona doesn't pull a lot of views. It's a good game, really good game, but it's also a really small like environment, and I'm trying to say what else I want to play that could be fun. I'm considering Blueprints, but I will warn y'all, I am not good with puzzles, so it could be frustrating if you're really good at puzzles. But I think it is a game that's chill enough I would have fun with, even if I end up giving up at some point. Music is chill in the holiday spirit. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, shout out to YouTube Studio, where I can go into their library and type Christmas, and they're like, here you go, here's a list of songs. All of these are good. I actually only learned that library existed literally today. I'm a professional, y'all. But learn more as we go. But yeah, I just kind of want to know though, since y'all are here, what are your thoughts on that? Would you want me to diversify a little bit with playing not just RPGs and maybe mix in like a puzzle game like Blueprints or something else? Or are you guys okay with me finding a different RPG series or game and jumping into that? Because I do have a lot of trouble. Like, y'all say that I'm cozy, and I genuinely appreciate that compliment a lot. But it's hard for me sometimes to differentiate if it's the content that I'm doing that's cozy, or if it's the way I'm presenting the content that's cozy, or if it's both. So I don't want to get too hard into our JRPGs and RPGs if that's not what you guys are interested in watching me play. You know? I want to be respectful to y'all. That's what I'm trying to get at. Both? Open to either. It's really about whether you like it, because you're playing it and have to like it. Oh yeah, I mean, that is true. I guess, you know, that's nuance right there. I play both and watch folks who play both. Fair. You know what? Let's pull my Steam library real quick here. Yeah, waiting in the wings at some point here. I'm trying to get it set up, but I am so bad at setting things up. Like, I've got a PlayStation 1 here, a literal PlayStation 1 that has Tales of Eternia in it that I've been wanting to show y'all. Got a GameCube with Skies of Arcadia. I got a lot of games and stuff that are like more retro coded that I would love to show y'all. It's just a matter of trying to figure out when and getting it set up so that it actually works. Like, my biggest struggle as a streamer, I think, isn't lack of content, it's just strictly time and nothing else. Yeah, move that. Steam, gotta move you over here so I can see chat. Yep. You want a cozy game? There's Tales from the Shire. That is true. It, oh, right. Oh, I'm so silly. Oh my goodness. I have a game that I'm going to be playing, and I don't know why I forgot. I completely forgot. And yeah, that was me actually slapping my phone. Right. So January. Hold on. I gotta pull up the date. What's the date? The date. January 22nd. So we're talking end of January, early February. Cult of the Lamb. Its first paid DLC, Woolhaven, arrives, and I've already made the promise. We are absolutely going to be playing that. I love that game. Let's see. I think to your question about whether it's the game or you as cozy, I think it's a mix. Yes, there are cozy TM games. It's also the vibe that the streamer brings that can make the overall convo cozy, regardless of what is being streamed. Well said. You know what? I agree with you, Echo. Maybe that's how I managed to take an absolute nightmare of a game like Subnautica, and somehow people thought I was being cozy. Although, to quote Kat, I guess, I was cozy. My audience was not. Oh man. So context for that particular situation. I'm on an alien planet. I don't know what's up or down or what's happening. I got a neat scanner thing. Cool. I'm going to go scan all the things, including the things that apparently will just try to kill you. I didn't know that at first when I was playing, and I was having a good time of it. And after stream, I'll never forget, Kat looked at me and she was just like, you had me so stressed. I can't believe you were scanning that thing. And I was like, I mean, yeah, that's what it's for. You're supposed to scan things. Just like, it was going to kill you. I'm like, oh. And it was at that moment I realized, I don't think I have a self-preservation instinct. That seems like a fatal flaw in my programming here. Yep, see, Mushi and Kat, the OG is right here immediately after I say that. Stressed the entire time that it was a fun time. And Kat, you blew my flippin' mind when you scanned a warper. Hey, don't forget the crab squid. Remember when I did him as well? There was that box on the platform between me and him, and I scanned him. And then there was that time I actually managed to scan the Reaper. So yeah, as I was saying, I can understand why it came across as cozy in a really hilariously chaotic way, because I just had no self-preservation awareness. By the way, Subnautica is still one of my favorite games of all time. That's why I played it again this last year, because I was like, I miss this game. Oh yeah, so we're going to do Woolhaven January 22nd. So that gives us a little bit of time between. And I'm thinking, I haven't worked out the details yet, but a good friend of the channel, Katana Koizumi, is wanting to do collab work, which I have not done very much collabing, to be quite honest. It's confusing to me more than anything. Trying to get everything set up, making sure that volumes are right, make sure I'm not accidentally talking over people, that kind of stuff. It's a little bit much for me sometimes, but I do want to. I wish I could play Subnautica. That ocean fear hits hard. You know, I was talking to somebody about that, Mushi, and I have a suggestion for you, actually. Playing it in an immersive environment, like on your computer or something like that, is one thing. But try playing it on mobile. Try playing it on, like, your phone. Something that, even when you are immersed in it, you know, staring at it, you don't necessarily miss the world around you. And so it works as like a filter a bit between the intensity of the game and the world around you. You try that. I'm just kind of curious if it might work for you in some way. Let's see here. Pull up my messages real quick though. Yeah, Katana and I actually we're talking about, or I was asking about learning how to play Warframe, and I was kind of bummed about that because I think Warframe could be really cool. I love mech and I love the music in the game, from what I've heard. Iron Mouse and Marco Meatball, by the way, did a huge impact on that. But apparently, Warframe is really you can play it with somebody else, but there's a lot of doing stuff by yourself first. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like a great collab thing, to be honest. Just looking in the direction I knew a Reaper was made me have a panic attack. That is completely understandable, Mushi. Oh, while we're on Subnautica real quick, and shout out to Kevin. Screw you, Kevin. You jerk. For those that don't know, okay, hold on. I gotta give the story, but I'll read Echo's comment real quick. I want to play Warframe. I just downloaded it and the community seems great. Yeah, it's free to play. I know it's grindy because Zubo, who I haven't seen here for quite a while now, but Zubo, one of our original OGs, used to play the heck out of Warframe, and he used to really talk about how much he loved it. So I'm sure it's a great game. Thanks, Kat. I have no words. Thank you. Also, actually, you know what? Your timing yesterday when you did that, when you were playing Never Alone, was impeccable. Very grindy, but it's fun. Okay, so if I did solo play on that, would you guys be interested in watching me do it? No, come back, Echo. So yeah, on Subnautica though, the quick shout out goes to Kevin. Screw you in particular. The context behind this is that when we were doing our run of Subnautica this year, we actually had somebody that came in that apparently he likes to speedrun Subnautica, so we got to learn a lot of cool stuff about the game. And he was talking about how because the game is kind of buggy sometimes, how they named some of the monsters, the Leviathans, different things. And apparently the one in the lava zone, the giant, what was it? Not Sea Dragon? Yeah, Sea Dragon. Apparently they call him Kevin because his hitboxing is terrible. And apparently he kicks people out of the map. Like, it's that bad. And I was like, wow, that didn't happen to me at all my first playthrough. That sounds awful. Literally. Not even like 3 minutes later, I'm in the lava zone, and freaking Kevin kicks me out of the map. So that's the story of Kevin. Screw you, Kevin. Warframe down to watch? Awesome. And the story alone makes it worth it. The gameplay is excellent joy. Ooh. Now you're talking my language, Mushi. I like to hear that. I'm here for a great story always, but if you can pair it up with some fun gameplay, oh man. So, important question I have then. Does it have controller support? I know I can hear the hissing in the background from people that aren't even watching this video. But I just play so much better on controller. It doesn't destroy my hands as much. Okay, but yeah, Katana, I had mentioned Warframe 2. For controllers, yeah. I used to be a super keyboard person, but playing a little too much World of Warcraft kind of destroyed my fingers and my hands after a while. And I wasn't even like a hardcore reader or nothing. Let's see. Yeah, let's see about hitting up Katana and see what she wants to play. Because we do have a fair like overlap in our library. She was also mentioning potentially doing Elden Ring. which that would be fun. I haven't played all Elden Ring in quite a while now. I don't know. I'll work it out with her though. If you guys are down for Warframe, I'll keep that in mind. Call to Land DLC, we're absolutely doing that. It does have controller support, but I played it on PlayStation, just not sure. Wait, you played it on PlayStation, that means it has controller support. Huh? Oh, you're talking about like if PC has native support. I got you. I'm sure it does then, most likely. There's really some nice chill music. So, yeah, I'll definitely make some notes for that. Gosh, I want to start Warframe, but I'm also like, man, I know I'm going to get sucked into that so hard if I do. I can't help it though. Like, I listen, my experience with Warframe was listening to the music when Spotify recommended it years ago, and I just got hooked instantly on the music. And now it's like some of my most played music on my Spotify. Flash controlled support per Steam. Perfect. Now you have me thinking though. So during Black Friday we did get a Steam Deck. So, thoughts. Lots of thoughts. Yeah, the music in Warframe is top notch. It is so like, how do I say it? Space shanty? I guess. I guess that's the way you could say it. Okay. My phone's not tracking there. I was like, wait a minute. Oh man, but yeah, we're coming up on a new year, and I think I kind of like the pace that we're doing things. To be honest with you, little bits here at a time. I do wish my YouTube channel would actually like get more traction, but honestly, I can't be mad about that. I don't have an editor. I mean, I do have Vinny and Rie who are helping me make some clips currently for Hollow Knight and stuff, but I don't have like a proper editor. I don't have the time to learn how to be an editor. So, you know, rough content like this versus somebody that just hit a couple of prompts and got like a dozen AI videos out. Not really a fight I feel like I can genuinely win, so I'll just take the wins as I can get them and the progress as you guys are willing to give it to me. Mercury Chrysler, Darkest Roses, welcome in. Hope you're having a great one. Hope things are going good. You've gotten some good food, some good family time, all the good stuff. I mean, Christmas. It's actually funny because when we were at Kat's parents for breakfast today, one of her family members actually said that Merry Chrysler. And then I saw the meme of it today on Reddit of somebody else saying Mercury Chrysler. I was like, oh no, it's getting worse. Oh yeah, and Kat came up with that. Merry Chrysler and a Happy New Yaris. Honestly, Yaris is, I think they kind of suck, but that's my opinion. I don't have many car takes though. I love it, and it now needs to be made into a shirt. Merch ideas for next year. Oh, you know what? Speaking of that too, we are going to hit an ad break here. And roses. has not been subbed in a bit. So there you go. Instantly with the presents. Your Xmas gift. Quite welcome. I know we can keep on chatting while the ads roll. But also, man, that saved my ears. I just turned the sound off of that alert altogether, and I'm so glad for it. It was so brutal. Like, apparently it wasn't coming through my audio on Twitch. I don't know why, but my goodness. Okay, but some people maybe with crisis instead of Christmas. Hey, you can't say Merry Crisis unless there's a happy reunion at some point. But you know what? Actually, that leads us into another topic. Speaking of reunion and crisis, how do y'all feel about me getting back to playing FF7 Rebirth? I'm thinking if I do, it'll be probably after I finish Atelier Verona, which I'm thinking might be a couple more streams. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure how long that game is, to be honest, because I've gotten farther in it on this playthrough than I did when I played it back on the PS3. And I don't remember it that well from then. But, yeah, Rebirth. Actually, that's a good topic for a bit of a yearly roundup here. So FF7 Remake was great. I enjoyed it a lot. I felt like it didn't overstay its welcome too much. And then there's Rebirth. Rebirth is also great, but I kind of got the issue with it that it was so long. I mean, I knew coming in that the game was, you know, what was it, 2 full Blu-rays, I think? I can recognize that would be a problem, in a sense. But, like, I just got burned out on the game. We went so far in it, but I was just like, it's not that I don't like the story beats or any of that stuff. It's just that, oh my goodness, I need to take a break. This is just too long. Too much is happening. Say it's a good idea? Okay, we'll look into it. Oh, and Echo, you're down for it too? Sounds good. Okay, so I'm formulating a bit of a plan here. You know, I should be writing stuff down here, actually. Formulating a plan doesn't mean nothing if I forget all of it within like a week. Which is usually about how it goes. How dare you? Microsoft Office, like, do you have a product key? I'm like, yes, shut up. Okay, so. So, plan, I'm thinking on a Warframe Elden Ring. Why am I not typing anything? You're kidding me, right? Oh, Microsoft, why do you continue being worse every time I try to use you? Ugh. Apparently Microsoft can't find my product key, and so it won't let me type. Boy, how did that is annoying. Fine. Notepad. Going back to the Stone Ages over here. The technical issue is that Microsoft sucks. That is the technical issue. Okay. Katana. Ring. Oh. Warfare. I agree, Apple is better. I 100% agree with you, Kat. In fact, that's where I started this stream, was on a Mac Mini. And frankly, everything's gotten a lot better since then. Sometimes I'm looking at my massive stream setup here and I'm just like, boy, I'm tempted to just say screw it and go back to Mac. But I know that also like removes the possibility of so many games from my possibility pool. Alright, so January, we've got Tellurona. I spelled it, tell you wrong. Let me biscuit. Cult of the Lamb. Okay. February. Just putting down a couple of ideas here so that I have something to reference later. Honestly, though, we get into Cult of the Lamb, and I might just put like everything else on standby, or at least guaranteeing that 1 day slot. Because usually when I'm doing streams, I'm streaming for Monday and Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, but these days we're working on Wednesdays more often than not, so I don't want to put down something for a third stream of the week and then not be able to achieve it, and just it messes everything up. Oh, you know what? We're talking co-op games over here, and that's one I think I'll ask Katana about, see if she'd be interested. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is another one that I've been interested in for ages now, and I bought that game when it was completely crap and broken, and played it. Seriously, it was so bad when it first came out. Spelled that wrong. Okay. But Warframe replace Verona in February, if not collabing. Oh wait, not. Hold on. That's poor wording on my part. I'm gonna get confused by later. Not being used in the collab. There we go. They're getting the Voice of Cards games. Those are good games, actually. I played the first one. I'm thinking Voice of Cards. I don't want to make too many promises. I'm still trying to do video-based content when I can. But I put that down. I think Voice of Cards would be a good one to put for a video, or just the talk along. Which, by the way, just in case you guys were not aware, currently we do have a playthrough I'm doing on YouTube of Whispers of the Eyeless, which is a solo developer game that was actually, two developer game that is actually really freaking good. It's Darkest Dungeon with Cthulhu vibes. Let's see here. Yeah. I just love the name of it too. Whispers of the Eyeless is such a hard metal type title. Voice of Cards. I do want to ask too, by the way, Voice of Cards. I played it, like I said, I played it before, But I remember dropping it after a while, like a very long while, because it kind of felt samey. Does it get any kind of revitalization, or does it kind of stick to the once you've done the tutorial and a few basic mechanics, it doesn't really change? Okay. Not sure, but I think it slightly changes. Okay. I'll investigate it further and see. I'd say we had a couple of divergent ideas here then. I'll talk to Katana about a co-op of Elden Ring, Warframe, or No Man's Sky. I don't know how frequently we're going to collab, or if it's just a one-off thing. I don't know. We haven't really discussed all those details yet, but I would love to collab with her. Let's see. For this month, we've got Verona. We're trying to finish that up. Call to the Lamb is my main focus once it comes out. There's a total of 3 games. Oh, okay. That's a good amount of content. Hopefully, hopefully I enjoyed the stories too. That was another thing. Is Voice of Cards, to me, it started out interesting, but it felt like the story kind of faded away over time. But that could be just a bad impression I had. I'm always willing to look into it again, though. February's plans, I think we're going to start Warframe, which will replace Verona if I'm not done with it, which I should be. And also, if we're not doing it with Katana, we'll start Warframe fresh and continue Cult of the Lamb. Sea of Thieves would be a good co-op if you don't get seasick. I don't know. I think I'd probably stay off of that one. I didn't hear great things about Sea of Thieves. Also, isn't Sea of Thieves a Ubisoft game? Sure. Oh no, it was made by Rare. Oh, interesting. Okay. But yeah, I think that's our general plan for now, though. We'll talk to Katana, see what she wants to do. Mondays are the plan for that. So that would leave me with playing stuff on Tuesdays. If we're not doing Cults of the Lamb together, which I don't think we are, I think that's going to be a resurrecting the Friday Night Cult moment where we can bring back the extension and the points and all the awesome craziness. Then we'll just do those 2 things. We're going to figure it out, though. I promise. I just want to try and start the new year being a little bit more organized than I was. And it's just hard to do when time is so fluid, I guess you could say, when it comes to what I have available and what I can get done. I want to throw it out there. That's no worries, Roses. I appreciate it. And hydrate. Much appreciated. Oh, that was the last of my tea. So yeah, I think we got our work cut out for us, though. We got some interesting ideas on the table. Again, Verona definitely is going to continue until it's done. So probably next week, maybe the week after that. Cult of Lamb starts on the 22nd, so that'll be about what, 2 or 3 weeks from now. So we might pick up. You know what? We might do Warframe actually. We might do Warframe as just a thing to fill some gaps in time. Because if we're doing 7 Rebirth and continuing it, That's a big investment again. That is going to be, got to recap, remember what the heck was happening, get back into it, and then I think if I remember reading a guide correctly, we still had like 8 chapters to complete or something crazy like that. So if when we go back to 7 Rebirth to finish it, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while because I'm going to give that its proper due to actually get through it properly. Plus, not to mention, once we do that, I can finally do the thing I've been wanting to do since we started Rebirth, which is to go watch FF7 Abridged, or Final Fantasy 7. Wow, how did I mess that up? Final Fantasy 7 Machine Abridged by Team 4-Star and continue reacting to them. I had a great time doing the first 2 episodes we did, but I stopped it because we weren't done with the story and I didn't want to spoil myself. Not that it was the same story, but I could not have known that at the time. But now that we've thoroughly devolved into an off-Christmas rant type situation, kind of more New Year's oriented, I think we're going to go and wrap it up for today. I know Kat is making dinner right now. I mainly wanted to make sure that we came by and you guys had a chance to hang out with me, and hopefully I gave you a better day. Hopefully just talking and having somebody to listen to made your day a little bit better, made you smile a little bit. And also, getting to hear what you guys got up to for the holidays made me smile a little bit. So, both of us win in the end, you know? Absolutely. Again, you know, I love chatting with y'all. I want to make sure that I'm still doing game content, which is always the struggle, and that's where Irium comes in for me. With Irium, when I'm on the road, when I'm doing my job away from the connection in my phone, I can keep chatting with y'all in near instant time, and I'm excited for that. I got to do a little bit more preparing for it. It's not going to be definitive, or it's not going to be soon. I mean, but I'll definitely make sure I let you know before we actually start it, because the hype trains are real. I don't know why I just like threw my hands up in the air like, huh, because this model doesn't have that. None of my models have hand motions, but whatever. It's a problem for me for the future. I'll get a model like that someday. Anyways, though, if y'all don't mind, please copy down the raid message for today. And we are going to go find somebody to